Hello, hello, and welcome to Ascension Messages, where we sit in conversation with benevolent beings who have messages of light, enlightenment, and empathy for our collective evolution. My name is Samara, and this is episode 18. Today we will sit in conversation with the Arcturians. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. All these messages are timeless, so when you come across this message, perhaps there is something here to spark an inner knowing within yourself. So what else can I say? I'll take you quickly through how things work through this next 25 to 30 minutes. I do have a couple oracle decks in front of me, and you'll hear me in one or any combination of three states, one being my personality self, as I refer to it, second being my higher self, and the last or other state of being that is possible is me being in full channel, where another consciousness, the Arcturian consciousness, speaks through me to you. So we will see how things evolve. I've had the Arcturians knocking on my consciousness, knocking on my door for, a couple weeks now. Do get a little bit of flack and a bit of lecturing from my higher self and higher consciousness to react quicker when I am invited to deliver messages. And that kind of ties into what the message is for us today, or this conversation that we're having, which I've been introduced to the theme as grounding the sacral chakra. And in that, I've been hearing or seeing synchronicities and becoming more and more aware of how, what I am creating, what each one of us is creating through our thoughts, through our actions, and our creative portal is heavily in the sacral chakra, birthing spirit into form, bringing the intangible into the tangible. And I'm just going to start by reading a card that I was guided towards when I sat down to pick my decks for this reading, for this conversation. And I use the decks just to ground it into physical reality. Any of the consciousness that I work with know that I like cards. I hang out with them just for fun. And to keep it fun for me, I like to have cards. And it also helps me stay grounded and keep this to a very earthly 30 minutes. So the card I was drawn to is Transformation, has a picture of a phoenix on it. And in the deck that it comes from, it's card 33. It says, emotional freedom brings growth and positive change. So I'm being invited just to read directly from the book for the introduction here. It says, the phoenix, much like the caterpillar, transforms into new life after experiencing the end of an earth cycle. Just as the phoenix rises from the ashes, what you have perceived to be a negative outcome is actually filled with positivity. Now is the time for rebirth and rejuvenation. You have come so far on your journey and have reached the end of this cycle in your life. The sacred firebird is a conscious creator, choosing to accept inevitabilities and using them to produce positive experiences. Within each negative experience, such as physical trauma and spiritual and emotional suffering, you have reached a precipice where new life is forming. Right now, the Phoenix has returned to remind you to leave the baggage behind, to let go of your past and move forward. Use those negative experiences as motivation towards future goals and achievements. During this transformative process, you will emerge with confidence, strength, and direction. If you are currently experiencing hardship, emotional imbalances such as depression and melancholy, know that the hard times are almost over and a new life is on the horizon. If you are in a relationship, the Phoenix represents strong change, encouraging you to look within to find self-confidence, independence, and mutual understanding with your significant other. This change represents the formation of a new relationship, including the relationship we have with ourselves. The energy of the Phoenix requests that we assess our daily rituals and habits for their necessity. Are they serving us? Do we need to cut them away and release them? Just like the Phoenix, you will arise from the ashes stronger, powerful, and energized. And there's an affirmation here. It says, I am able to transform, conquer, and resolve past issues with strength, courage, and willpower. I choose to transform my life now. So I'll keep that card at the center of the reading or of this conversation. And so since I've been receiving messages for a couple weeks now, I have to recap everything. I'll just try to do it as succinctly as possible. But there's been a great, I've been encouraged to more and more often to grounding the root chakra is important, earth star chakra is important, but I've been guided to ground my sacral chakra more than anything else, and guided to also speak about what grounding the sacral chakra really entails, or what it really means. So first of all, this won't be where I won't get into this discussion too deeply in this particular conversation unless they want to go there, but there is the sexual energy that can go running amok and all willy-nilly and not be used for, let's say, the purposes of the highest integrity. Ungrounding the sacral chakra helps direct this energy into a more sexual energy as life force energy, as the empowering, the fueling of this transformation that the Phoenix is speaking of, that and can be directed to regenerate and rejuvenate physical, emotional, and spiritual form, that it could be transformed into healing energy, but it does not, that energy ungrounded can lead one on listening, can lead one into emotional triggers and traumas. The sacral chakra also stores a lot of traumas, especially if there have been any physical traumas. And I'll tread delicately around those subjects. I'll just leave it to the word trauma. And the grounding of the sacral chakra gives support to this healing, and allows us to accept the range of our emotional body without the emotional body driving us into reactive states. And so I'm being shown that the grounding of the sacral chakra is important in the ascension of the earth itself, is an important process in the ascension of mankind, humankind, and is an important element in the ascension of the earth, in the new earth, in the movement into a golden age, as those traumas cannot continue to exist and cannot come with us into the world that we are co-creating. And if we are to create the new earth through our daily habits, through our daily thought patterns, through how we treat each other, through how we feel about ourselves as well, our relationship with ourselves, then these unpleasant memories, soul memories, emotions, collective emotions that we're holding in our collective emotional body need to be processed. And the earth has that for us, has that available for us as a natural component of the earth's energy. So it's saying that, sorry to call it, but I'm not sure if there's a gender. They are saying that it is as natural as is part of the earth's birthing process of the new age, is to clear this energy field. So we're not asking for anything extraordinary. It's quite ordinary. And this is an interesting polarity that humankind can forget, that they are both ordinary and extraordinary, that they live on this polarity, the extremes of ordinary and extraordinary. And somehow the embracing of the ordinary allows for the unfolding of the extraordinary. There's another card that came out that wanted to come out, but I am not sure if that's what I'm to read next. Or if I am to read it last. Oh, this is an interesting conversation going on here. I'm just going to pull all the cards so that I can wrap my head around everything. So I'm hearing that also in this evolution, there'll be days that you feel very spiritually inclined, and there'll be days that will feel not at all. And this is part of the reality of bringing down, and they're using the word down, but integrating the higher aspects of the self with the lower aspects of the self. And this is very necessary for the alchemizing of these energies. One cannot go up into a higher vibration without bringing without addressing and doing something with the lower. Something must be done with it, because it doesn't go away. It can only be, as the first card that came out here said, transformed. It must be transformed. And without transformation, it sneaks up on us subconsciously. Where would you like me to go with this? I feel like this card wants to come out. Okay, today is a reading day. Unlike, I'm leaving things open to how I'm being guided to deliver this message. So the next card that came out is card number 3. It's called Blue Messiah. It governs the heart and the throat chakra. And it says, the spiritual journey is individual explorations into the light of our own deeper truths. In this divided and changing world, many are searching for truth. Many believe that their way is the best and only way to salvation. This can cause confusion amongst the masses and uncertainty on their individual paths and belief systems. The Blue Messiah represents the divine light of truth within you. Be discerning and trust your inner light and truth to guide you. Don't get caught up in the energy fields of judgment, anger, and fear, which may be emitted from souls around you. Shine your radiant, loving light, dear one. It is only through your unconditional love and compassion that dividing walls melt away. This card serves as confirmation that you are on the right path. Don't turn down your radiant light due to comparisons, condemnation, and criticism from others and their egos. Stand your ground with truth, love, and integrity. Avoid comparing or judging the journey and choices of others, and you will align with divine truth. The Blue Messiah lives within you, dear soul. Shine this truth with unconditional love and compassion, with an open heart and an open mind. Share your loving light in the world. And the affirmation here is, I am compassionate. I send unconditional love to all souls. I will continue to move forward courageously as I follow the truth and light of my own soul. And I'm guided back now to the acceptance of our own emotions, your own emotions without judgment. And in not judging yourself, you also are not judging the process, the healing process, the healing journey of others. And you are allowing yourself to create what is meant to be created through you, and you are allowing yourself to heal in the way that is most holistic for you, for each of us individually. In that, we also remember that while we are individual, we are not divided. What would you like me to say on that? Because what came to my mind, I saw the word individual, which in division, but we are not divided. We are one in singular forms. Yes. A unified consciousness that lives in division, but we are not divided. That's the sentence that they are giving me. And so within ourselves, our emotions are also not divided. The joy and the hurt exist together. And feels like a heavy energy on it. This card is card number 3 as well. So we have card 33, card 3. And there's a call here to really be true to how you feel called to heal. And this may require some I'm hearing solidarity and solitary I'm hearing both words. So having solidarity in being solitary, which is interesting. Can you explain? I feel the explanation coming, but I'll invite you to explain in whatever way you feel most appropriate at this time. Even in individual healing, even though each one of you has responsibility for yourself, accountability for yourself and your own healing, there is a solidarity amongst you when each of you decides to go deep within yourself and commit to inner knowing, knowing yourself, and coming to know that version of yourself that is unswayed by emotional triggers and traumas. Each of you is responsible for your own grounding practice, for your own connection to the new earth that you are birthing. Each of you is birthing an aspect of this new earth. And in your individual birthing processes, you form a network of like-minded, like-spirited, like-intentioned individuals who will then find each other. Your beacon, though, only shines when you connect to the truth of your soul, the resonance of your soul. Then others may recognize you as one that is working for the collective healing through your dedication to your individual healing. Yet for many of you, this true healing cannot take place if you are in the presence of too many other energies. Your empathic nature is too porous at this time. It is a delicate window, delicate phase of your transformation that must be respected. The deeper that you allow your sacral chakra to be connected to your soul's path and purpose as encoded in your DNA and as carried by Mother Earth, Gaia, beneath your feet, the stronger you will become, and the clearer your alignment will be, for then you to walk through the world steady in this vibration. I have the card here. Thank you for that, by the way. Thank you very much. And we'll move into card 11. I have two more cards here. This is the most reading I've ever done reading from the guidebook I've ever done. But the numbers are so significant for the cards that came out, and I want to honor the process for this conversation that the Arcturians are guiding me to take. So number 11, I'm actually doing this conversation here on 11/11, so November 11th. And so I find it, yes, it's significant that this card number 11 has come out, and it's called False God. Darkness is the absence of light. Ego is the absence of awareness. Many people associate false gods to the worship of statues, idols, and deities, which are outside of their religion and belief systems. They don't, however, recognize the false god hiding within themselves. This god is the voice of the ego. The ego is the self-constructed identity that is made up of who you think you are based on your beliefs from your individual life experiences. It is that part of you that does not want to let go of lower vibrational thinking patterns. The ego is the conflicting voice that you sometimes hear when wishing to follow your heart. Stay conscious, dear one, of the energy you feed within you, and be discerning of the false gods within others too. The ego often hides behind strong opinions that appear to be true. Aligning yourself with the God/goddess energy within is aligning yourself with truth, unconditional love, and compassion. You can tell if another is coming from the place of the ego or by truth by the fruits of their tree. Good trees bear good fruit that inspire light, peace, and oneness through love. This light does not come from a place of judgment, separation, and condemnation, nor does it use the energy of fear to control. Through the wisdom of your heart, you may always be guided by the light of truth. The chakras is pointing to here are solar plexus, heart, and throat. And the affirmation is embracing the garden within me with loving kindness. I feed the divine light within me with love. And I feel that we are just being reassured. It's being communicated from different angles that this transformation requires a deep look within, and that we start to understand and recognize the difference between each voice, the voice of reactive emotional triggers, the voice of our ego, the voice of our intellect, and the voice of our heart, the voice of our spirit, and the voice of our guide. Some of us still are working. It's a continued work in progress as well to hear. If you are a hearer, clairaudient, or clairvoyant, if you have any psychic abilities, that is also navigating self-doubt, navigating trust, navigating any judgments you may have had for being different, have an quote unquote, over active imagination. So what I'm hearing here is as well, when you go looking for yourself, go humbly and go with love and acceptance. And we're being asked to keep digging. Even once we think that we know, we think that we found a nugget of ourselves, that we continue to dig and to get to know ourselves like an old friend. And I'm hearing that, okay, I'll let them speak. You'll pass through many versions of yourself that you also forgot existed, and versions of yourselves that wish to be integrated, because there's still something, there's a life lesson, there's a soul lesson, there's a soul attribute, there are gifts and flaws that all need to be integrated and absorbed, loved, embraced within the grander, expanded version of yourself that you are becoming through this transformation. While there are habits and ways of thinking that you are going to leave behind, the wisdom that you have gained through those phases of your life and through those life experiences will not leave you. However, one cannot carry those remnants, those gifts of wisdom without looking into the pockets of shadow and fear where that wisdom is hidden. The ego and the emotional body can hide your wisdom from you because it is scared to repeat the traumas. Know that the traumas are over. they only reside in your memory and energetic field, that they are no longer your reality and they are not meant to be your reality. Do not let the fear of history repeating itself keep you from envisioning, imagining, and being certain of a much brighter, golden future. And very appropriately, thank you for that as well. And very appropriately, we have the prosperity card at the end. And I think I'm just going to close this session, this episode, with reading the prosperity card, which is number 9, which tells me that this is about a chapter coming to an end and a new chapter beginning. It's also a card of where it's time to make some very clear wishes, clear envisioning for the future. And in this prosperity card, it says, the frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and the riches that the universe provides. Is there anything that we want to say to close other than that? Because I'm not sure that our listeners will be able to connect that to the rest of our conversation. There is much joy that resides in the sacral chakra. While there are traumas and fears and pains as well, there is pleasure that at the moment your collective experiences mostly as sexual pleasure, but that pleasure is not restricted to sexual intimacy and physical sexuality. It is an energy that resides within you, whether you are in a sexual relationship or the act of sexual intimacy. That energy, that creative energy, that life force is always within you. And that is the force that creates universes. And so the more that you can embrace that joy as you ground your sacral chakra and feel the creative energy coursing through you as a natural embodied energy that is innate to you, the more that you can allow that feeling, that knowing, to create alignments with joy and other manifestations in the physical realm and in your emotional experiences, in your life experiences. We will have more conversation on this topic when you are ready, but we will leave it here for today. So thank you all for listening. Thank you to the Arcturian Collective for that message, for the messages today. And I will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now.